Hi, love. What's to eat? I'm starving.
Ken, say you aren't coming into my house at dinner time and a weekday night eating chips from the chipper. There's a beautiful stew I made myself, all with fresh ingredients.
What kind of stew?
Nothing but the best of fresh vegetables.
Love. You know I'm not much of a fan of veggies.
Yeah, well, that has to change. I'm getting worried about our diet, especially for the children's sake.
They could certainly do with eating more veg.
And you should set an example. Let's just try it for a month.
I smell chips.
No, son, that'll be your mother's superb homemade soup you can smell.
Stew?
Sorry, I mean stew.
Yummy. That's great. Can I have some more?
Of course you can, love. There's loads left over. There's enough there to feed us for a week.
A week? But tomorrow's Tuesday. We always eat fish fingers and chips on Tuesday.
Not anymore, we don't. Tomorrow I thought we might try baked cod and boiled potatoes.
Sounds great, love.
Yuck.
Jim, it's like this. You want to be a great footballer, right? So what do you have to do to get there?
Practice.
Yeah, good. What else?
Train and get fit.
Very good, but there's something else as important.
Oh, I know. Eat more broccoli.
Almost. Jim, lad, you have to eat a healthy, balanced diet. You ask any great footballer and they tell you.
Tell you what, Jim. Let's just try it for a month. See how we all feel. We can still have treats at the weekends.
Fish fingers and chips.
There are a lot of occasions when it's useful to make a list. Going to the shops, making a list of people to invite to a party, or simply a list of things to do. If you're making a list for yourself, don't worry too much about your handwriting. Once you can read the list, that's what matters. However, if you're writing a list for someone else, you should try to write as clearly as possible. Remember, the more you practice, the better you'll get. If you've decided to get fit and start eating a healthy diet, you might like to make a list of the changes you need to make in your life. Here are some words to start your list. Taking more exercise will help you get fit, as will giving up smoking. Cutting down on alcohol and improving your diet will also help, as will eating more fresh fruit and vegetables. Why not use this worksheet on page 123 of the workbook to start your list? You'll be getting healthy and improving your handwriting at the same time.
It says here vitamin C is a good one for healing injuries and things.
Yeah, but what about something to make you strong so you don't get any injuries?
It says here vitamin D makes your bones strong and healthy.
Yeah, but how strong?
Hi, do you need some help?
Yeah, we were just wondering about the vitamins.
You see, we're serious footballers and we need something to supplement our diets, but we don't know what vitamins to take or how many.
It says here vitamin D makes your bones strong. Does that mean we won't break any bones?
Well, unfortunately, there's nothing here that'll stop you breaking bones, but they will make you healthier, so you'll heal more quickly if you do get an injury.
So, does that mean we should take vitamin C then?
Well, you both look pretty healthy to me.
We are.
Well, in that case, I recommend a good multivitamin. You can see it has all the vitamins and minerals in it.
Percent RDA. What does that mean?
RDA stands for Recommended Daily Allowance. You see, some things aren't good for you if you take too much of them. So RDA is the amount experts agree is best without being too much.
What do you think?
I think we should get our mothers to get us some.
Could you write down the name and the price so we can give it to our mom?
Yeah, sure.
The term percent is very widely used to express an amount, whether it's the amount of sugar contained in food or the cost of something. For example, if there's a special offer in the supermarket, you'll often see signs advertising something 10% off the regular price. This symbol stands for percent. Cent means 100. 10% means 10 in 100, or 1/10. 50% means 50 in 100, or a half. Let's look at a practical example. Say you have €100 at the start of the week, which is 100% of your money. On Saturday, you do your shopping and you spend 50% of the money, which is €50 or half. On Monday, you pay your rent. There goes another 20% of your money, which is €20 or 1/5. On Wednesday, your daughter needs new shoes. Bang goes another 20% of your money, which is another €20 or another 1/5. You then have €10 left, which is 10% of your money. If you'd like to learn more about percent, why not try the exercise on page 130 of the workbook?
This is interesting, lads. It's called the food pyramid. Donna's mother gave it to me. Shows you what a healthy diet is. I think we're not doing too badly now that we're eating more fresh things. Could eat a bit more fruit though.
I already am. I haven't had sweets in a whole week. And me and Donald are training to get fitter.
Ma, he's talking with his mouth full and didn't even wash the apple.
You should drink less tea or coffee.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Jim. He's right, love. We should all drink less tea and coffee. And you must wash all fruit before you eat it.
Yeah, properly. Not like you wash your ears.
I'm going to be the fittest, most healthiest person in the family.
Hiya.
Dad, watch out behind your back.
Nothing, love.
You've got chips. Dad's got chips.
Ken Kelly, you have not brought chips into this house.
Nah. For you, because you're such a fabulous cook and we all enjoy eating healthily.
You, Daddy, had chips behind his back. We filled you.
Now, can we please have fish fingers and potato waffles for tea tonight?
There you are, Catherine.
Hi,
Have you been hard at it all right, I see?
I'm after doing a class. You want me to go down now to the girls' school and do the glasses and the t-shirts down there because I've shown them what I've learned and they want me to learn other kids, not only my own. I can help others to do it too. I want to improve my writing more and my reading. If I'm reading a book and I come to a difficult word, and then I'll try and figure out the words myself. If I can't, then I'll ask for help. But I have to figure them out for myself first before I even think about asking for help. I've had to write in a letter now to my brother, and I could never do that. And when he came home for a holiday, he says, "You didn't write that letter." I says, "I did." And he says, "Catherine," he says, "I'm proud of you." I feel more secure now than what I ever was. I know myself now, I have more confidence and I can get where I want to go, which I could never do. Adult education, it's really taught my life. Like if I could do it from scratch, anybody could do it. People has been putting me down, saying I couldn't read, I couldn't write. But now I can hold my head up and say to people, I can't read and write now. And people that can't read and write should go for it because it's a great opportunity.
And before we go, let's have another look at the learning points we covered this week. You may remember from a previous programme that the alphabet is made up of vowels and consonants. A, E, I, O and U are vowels and all the other letters are consonants. You can usually add the word endings ER, ED and ING to a word without making any changes. For example, a word like walk, you just add ER to make walker, ED to make walked, and ING to make the word walking. That's the way it usually works, unless the word ends in one vowel and one consonant. For example, the word skip. In this case, the word ends in one vowel, I, and one consonant, P. So you must double the last letter when you add ER, ED and ING. So skip becomes skipper, skipped and skipping. If you're trying to keep to a healthy diet, here are a few words you should look out for on food labels. Sugar-free means no sugar is added. Reduced salt means there's less salt. No preservatives means that nothing's been added to make the food last longer. No colouring means that nothing's been added to change the natural colour. And lower calorie means it's not as fattening. We mentioned earlier that one more important lifestyle change is eating more fruit and vegetables. If you're making a shopping list for a healthy stew, Here are some things you'd need to buy: carrots, potatoes, parsnips, onions, turnip and celery. Don't forget to do the exercises in your workbook. Page 123 has a list for you to practice on. The term percent is very widely used to express an amount, whether it's the amount of sugar in a can of beans or if there's a special offer on the price, which would be advertised as 10% off. This symbol stands for percent. Cent means 100. 10% means 10 in 100 or 1/10. 25% means 25 in 100 or a quarter. And 50% means 50 in 100 or a half. When a shop is having a sale, it promotes special offers where the prices are reduced. So, for example, if you're buying a bicycle, the regular price might be €100. But during a sale, you might be able to get it for 10% less. You can work out how much less you'll have to pay like this. €100 is 100%, so €10 is 10%. 100 take away 10 is €90. You've saved yourself €10 on the original price, or 10%. If you'd like to practice any of these learning points, you'll find worksheets on pages 123, 130, 132 and 133 of your Read Right Now workbook. There are also other worksheets for you to practice on. If you haven't already got the learning pack which accompanies the series, and remember it's free, phone 1800 20 20 65. And you can also call this number if you have any questions or you'd like some help on anything we've covered in this programme or last week's programme. You can talk to one of our tutors anytime from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Calls are free and confidential. You don't have to give your name. Just ring the free phone number with your question and they'll be glad to help. And you can also find out about reading and writing and numeracy services where you live. Or you could call your local VEC directly. Next week, Len decides he needs more money to keep up with his new lifestyle, and so he sets about getting a new, better paid job. There's plenty of information too next week on job hunting skills, writing letters and filling in job application forms.